But you know, one of the issues that came out of those UDO hearings is something I want to talk about. There's a zoning change proposed for Bloomington that will affect everyone who owns a home. The proposal is to allow duplexes and triplexes as a conditional use in single-family neighborhoods everywhere. Suburbs, allowed. You'll have to sue to enforce your covenants. Core neighborhoods, allowed. You bought with the confidence that your local government wouldn't change the zoning after you made your lifetime commitment to that neighborhood. So sad, too bad. This will come to council, so people will have a chance to talk about that again. And this is actually good news for owners of and investors in rental property. They can convert their rentals into denser duplexes and triplexes. Their property values will actually increase the day this is voted into law. The large rental owners, like the one who was recently sued by hand, will make out like bandits. But this is not good news if you're a homeowner in Bloomington. And here is a national update. This is very recent. House Representatives Trey Hollingsworth is co-sponsoring the YIMBY Act called HB 4351. The Senate version is co-sponsored by Todd Young with Brian Schatz and Denny Heck. So these are Democrats and Republicans both. The idea is that if they don't like how our zoning is written, they will withhold CDBG money from this community. That CDBG money is meant for funding low and moderate income persons of our community. If they don't think the community has liberalized its zoning enough, that federal money will stop coming to Bloomington if this passes. Hollingsworth said, "A safe, stable home serves as a bedrock for our families. Our federal laws should encourage building affordable housing for our neighbors, not driving up costs and creating barriers through burdensome and restrictive land use policies." But locally, in our college town, it's home ownership that provides safe and stable homes for families and a chance to build equity and family security. Turning local ownership into more rentals is the long-term reality of the proposed changes to single-family zoning. Investors and developers will love this bill. Republicans already love it. Local discretion must be exercised to not destroy our already dense core neighborhoods for this new urban renewal project. Unlike Seattle, we have room for added density without cannibalizing our existing working and middle-class neighborhoods. Let's find a Bloomington way to add density wisely. Changing density everywhere is a siren song, and we must use our best common sense to resist it. Or do we join with Todd Young and Trey Hollingsworth on a bill President Trump will likely sign? That gives me reason to pause and think. We can trust them to look out for our own best interests, can't we? I think we better look out for our own. Thank you.
I would just want to point out one thing in response to Councilmember Sturbaum's criticism of the proposed UDO and the zoning changes in single-family neighborhoods. He kept talking about homeowners. This is bad for homeowners. The homeowners are have-nots. We're talking about the people who can afford to have a home. I don't know the statistics. I wish I could have asked Ms. Sims, who's here. She could probably tell me what percentage of Bloomingtonians actually even own a home. But should we be more concerned about the homeowners, or should we be concerned also with those people who work at low-paying jobs inside our city, very near the downtown, and serve us every day at the library or at restaurants, who can't even afford to live or even find a home within their range close to their home, where they're forced to live further and further out, and then have problems with transportation and so on. So when you hear this debate about the UDO, words matter, and I think the key word in that argument is homeowners. This is bad for homeowners, bad for the haves, but not for the have-nots. That's why we need to change the densities in those neighborhoods.